When you have purpose and meaning in your life, you are far more likely to be motivated to go and do the things that you really want to do. You'll also be more motivated to do the things you don't really want to do, that you have to do, because you know that in doing them, it builds the discipline that you require to actually go and do the things you really want to do. And sometimes just showing up is part of the overall picture. So getting those skills in place so that you can execute them on a daily basis is going to make a huge difference to whether you're able to show up regularly or whether you're just too exhausted or unmotivated to even show up at all. So when you have a purpose, you will find that you have so much more motivation to go and do whatever it is that you want to do. You will have the discipline to show up when you don't want to. On those days when you're feeling tired, sick, exhausted, unmotivated, you'll still show up anyway, because your purpose is much bigger than the problem that might be trying to hold you back, or you feel like is trying to hold you back. I live this constantly because I know what my purpose is, and despite being in pain and exhausted and not wanting to do certain things, because that purpose, that mission is so much bigger than me, I feel like I just have to do it. It makes me want to do it. It'll push me to go and do that thing even when I don't feel like it. And this morning is one of those mornings when I physically don't feel like it. My body is tired and sore and achy. My brain feels a little bit on the slow side because I had such a big day yesterday. A really great, fun day. But I am now exhausted. But I'll still show up because I have this mission. And this mission is to be able to share what I know with you. And if I do that, I feel like I am contributing my best to the planet. And as weird as that sounds, that's what I got. For me, it's far better than just showing up to a job I hate and going through the motions every day just to put a few dollars on the table and allow me to go and suffer through the same shit again tomorrow. So in my Life Map program, we go through in a lot of detail where you're at in terms of your job, your career, and your mission. Because it's all well and good to show up to a job if you love it. But if you don't, it's probably not a great idea. Maybe that job is leading you to a career that you want. Maybe that job is just allowing you to go and do your mission on the side. Maybe that job is something that is allowing you to take a bit of a rest, a bit of a breather, until you are ready to go and start your mission. Or maybe you are working on your mission on the side, and it might only be an hour or two a week that you're putting into that while you work on this other thing. That's great. Then the other side of it is your career. It's like, what's your long-term goal in terms of work, occupation, whatever, whether it be working for yourself or working for somebody else. It doesn't matter, but you've got to have some sort of an idea of where you're going. You don't have to know exactly where you're going. I am a big believer in just setting up the first step, or taking the first step, and being concerned with everything else after you've taken that first step. I used to be obsessed with having to know all the little details, what step I've got to do next, and then next, and then next, and then next. And I found that was just too exhausting and really didn't work. So these days, let's just take your first step, see what happens, and readjust as you go. That seems to make all of the difference. Getting clear on your mission is not always straightforward, but it's totally worthwhile, because once you have it, you know where you're at. Like I said, you've got that motivation, that drive to go and do whatever that thing is. And it's not going to be easy. Sometimes it is going to be an incredibly difficult task with zero reward from a financial point of view, sometimes for a long term, sometimes forever, and at other times you might be lucky enough to find your ikigai, that place where your purpose and your passion and the ability to make money and the ability to supply what the world needs all meet. And if you can get there, you're doing really well. But it's going to take some work, and it's going to take a little bit of planning, and that's just how it goes. Your spiritual purpose is an important side of this as well, because a lot of the time spirituality gets pushed aside as being weird, or don't want to talk about it, or too extreme, or whatever. But your spirituality is your connectedness to everything. And once you look at it and are paying attention to what's going on around you, and you invest some time exploring that, you will find that your life opens up in ways that you can't imagine. So there is talk about the pineal gland being some sort of psychic device, some sort of device to be able to see much more than the human eyes can see, and it being calcified from a poor diet and lifestyle over many years. So many people don't even know about what its true purpose is, or whether it works, or what have you. However, the better you can decalcify this pineal gland and get it working properly, the more you're going to find that you are aligned with your purpose and your mission, because you'll have that insight into who you are and what you want and what you're supposed to be doing here. But sometimes just getting back out to nature is one of those things that'll be able to realign you with spirituality. Disconnecting from the matrix, disconnecting from all your devices, getting out of the house and getting away from the being plugged into everything, where you can be out in fresh air, trees, plants, the natural energy from the world around you, listening to the birds, feeling the breeze on your face. All of those things contribute to you and your spiritual quest, or your spirituality. And the closer you get to that, the more peace you get, the less stress you have, and the more clear you become on so many different areas of your life. The more that you have faith and belief that everything's going to work out, the impact that has on your health as well is just absolutely drastic. Drop your stress down, lower your blood pressure, allow you to relax into life, allow you to stop being so anxious in conversations or meetings or uncomfortable situations, or being more comfortable with just going and doing things that you're unfamiliar with people that you don't necessarily know. All of this contributes to your overall health improving in a major way. Now, a lot of us men who work in this field of business, we're very driven, we're very doing people. We like to get things done, we like to be working on the next thing. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? We accomplish things, we barely celebrate, and we move on. But it's very beneficial to learn how to just be, to be in the moment, be present, rather than be doing something and looking towards whatever the next thing is. Just being able to focus on the present moment and what's going on around you. Like, I can hear the birds over my shoulder having a good laugh. I can feel that sun on my skin, and it feels good. It feels good to be alive. And I've never been one of those people that's been good at just being, but I'm getting better at it. I keep practicing, and the more I do something like this, first thing in the morning, get out of the house, go for a walk, film some videos. Yes, I'm working, but at the same time, I'm doing what I want to do. I love just going walking around in the park, always have. And I find the more that I do this, the more that I relax into my life, and the more clear I am with my purpose and what I want to do. And I know that would be the same for you. because we're so disconnected by nature. Most of us don't spend much time outside, and if we are outside, it's in between vehicles, or from the house to the vehicle, to the office, to the shops, etc., etc. You're missing out on so much of what life has to offer. This is the good stuff. So the more you can learn to just be in the moment, be with the people, be laughing, be celebrating, just be present, be quiet, the better life is. Now, I do understand also that a lot of people struggle in that point because there is so much noise going on in their head that it can be overwhelming, and you just have to use something to shut it up. Totally understand that. Been there, done that, hated it. But I've moved past that, and I still get dragged in from time to time, but the more that you practice that, the better it is. The cool thing about purpose is it doesn't cost you anything. It takes a little bit of time to go and find that clarity, but once you are then living your purpose and living the mission that you want to do, you just find that time has a different way of moving. Yes, time still passes, just like it does. Sometimes it flies and sometimes it goes nice and slow. Like right now, I feel like it's time standing still. There's hardly any people around me. It's still, it's quiet. It feels like time is standing still. And so it makes me want to just sit back and enjoy it, because this life is over very quickly. And sometimes it's those small moments that make all the difference in terms of how you feel at the end of any given day, or how much you actually enjoy your day or don't. Do you love your life or do you hate your life? Because at the end of the day, the more you can enjoy your life, the more you can absolutely love your life, better it is. Every day, every minute, even the bad stuff. I was thinking about this recently, where people say I'm having a bad day. And I don't have bad days so much anymore. I'll have days where I might have a migraine and be in a huge amount of pain and have to spend the day in bed. And at the end of that day, I'm not even thinking about the migraine. I'm thinking about whatever the cool thing is, or the good thing is, or the thing that I enjoyed. That's the thing that I'm focusing on. So I don't think about it as a bad day anymore. I only think about it as a bad moment, or an uncomfortable moment, or it was part of the day. Look, life is suffering. You are gonna suffer. That's all part of it. So if you can just accept that that's normal and expected, you're going to find life is far more comfortable, and it doesn't interrupt your purpose anywhere near as much, because it's just a little speed bump that slows you down a little bit. You just move over it and move on with it. It's funny that even just talking about all this stuff just takes the stress away even more. I think that's all I've got to say about that today. I'm going to just go off and enjoy my walk now. Enjoy the rest of your day.